Hey guys, my name is M16A3, and today we have learned that DICE could be possibly bringing back the M16A3 into Battlefield 4. A DICE employee tweeted out that if they were ever going to add in new weapons, it would be based off what the community wanted, and so if we really wanted to have the M16A3, that could be a possibility in the future. This, of course, got a lot of people excited, some not too thrilled by the notion, because this was a god gun back in the day. Like, if you were looking for a weapon that would do well in basically every single type of combat scenario, the M16A3 was your weapon. It had a blazing fast rounds per minute, so it didn't matter if you were up close or at a distance, you had the RPM to take someone out. Its recoil could be a little unruly if it was the first time that you picked it up. It did have a fair amount of right kick, but just after a couple hours of using it, you would quickly understand that its recoil was very predictable, and as soon as you got that recoil pattern down, you would have laser beam-like accuracy. Like, this gun was crazy accurate. And then to top it all off, it also had an incredibly fast reload speed. You put all of these great attributes into one gun. It also had the same magazine size and the same damage model as basically all of the other assault rifles. You put all of these great attributes into one weapon, you've created a god gun. And that's what it was back in Battlefield 3. I know that DICE tried to balance it out. They made some adjustments to it. They nerfed it. They made it so that it had more recoil. But overall, even to this day, as you guys could hopefully clearly see, the gun is simply amazing. And so because of this, it was a very polarizing issue amongst the Battlefield community. A lot of people loved it because it was their go-to assault rifle, but then on the other side of the coin, people despised it and called you a no-skilled scrub if you ever decided to indulge yourself with this gun. And so when Battlefield 4 rolled around and it wasn't in the game, it caused a ruckus. People were outraged that their favorite weapon wasn't in Battlefield 3, but then a lot of other people were thrilled by this notion because then it actually opened up some weapon diversity. Like, I would say that DICE has done a very good job with weapon balance in Battlefield 4. Like, there are a clear couple of guns that have risen to the top, and you could make the argument that there are some better weapons than others in the game, but for the most part, you don't see the M16A3 equivalent in Battlefield 4. And because of this, you now see a wide range of weapons, and you don't feel like you're pinned down to one particular weapon if you want to be successful. That's kind of how it worked back in Battlefield 3. Like, if you wanted to play as the assault class and you really wanted to do well, you were pretty much forced to use one or two weapons. The AEK was also great, but the M16A3 was like the go-to competitive gun back then. And because of that, it really hurt the weapon diversity. Doesn't matter if you have 30 or 100 other assault rifles, if one is the clear winner or one is clearly the most powerful, you're gonna feel some pull, you're gonna be gravitated towards that one particular weapon if you want to be successful, and it really did hurt the weapon diversity overall. And so the notion that DICE is now contemplating or playing with the idea of bringing back the M16A3, of course, is causing a little bit of a ruckus on the interwebs. Personally, I don't really have too much of a problem with them adding it back on in. Not because I want an overpowered weapon by any means, but I would hope and pray that if they ever did add this gun back, that they would try to balance it out to every other weapon in the game. Maybe make it so it didn't have as fast of a reload time. Maybe make it so that it had a little bit more wiggle when its recoil on the left, so it wasn't as predictable or as accurate once you mastered it. And overall, just make it so that it wasn't a carbon copy of what it was back in Battlefield 3. If they did do that and they had the same skin and, you know, it still felt like the M16A3, but just not as good, I think that would be a great tip of the hat to the community, being like, hey, thanks for sticking with us this entire time, and here's the M16A3 that you know and love from Battlefield 3 with some slight adjustments here and there. I think that that would be incredible. Not only that, but this also might be another confirmation that DICE is really thinking about that secret DLC that we heard about a while back. If you're not aware, it was a couple of weeks ago, DICE was also trying to get our consensus on if we would like to see more Battlefield 3 maps reworked into Battlefield 4. Of course, everyone loved the concept of that. Who wouldn't want to play on some of their favorite maps in Battlefield 3 or remastered into the current game? And so this might be just another subtle hint that they really are thinking about bringing in a little DLC to the community, saying, hey, thanks for sticking around this entire time, and buy Battlefield Hardline. Please buy Battlefield Hardline. And if they did want to do this, why not bring back some of the favorite weapons from Battlefield 3? The M16A3, of course, the AN94 comes to mind. The G3A3 was also very popular. I realize I just rattled off 3 different assault rifles, but why not bring back some of the fan favorite weapons from the previous game and add them on into Battlefield 4? It's possible. Like, the fact that they've now hinted on 2 different occasions and wanting to get our consensus on not only maps from Battlefield 3, but also are now talking about potentially adding in new weapons. Maybe I'm just connecting dots that aren't actually there, but this could be a very real possibility. But I'd like to get your guys' take on this. Would you like to see the M16A3 reintroduced? Is there another weapon that you would like to see instead? Let me know down below. But until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.